Yeah. Wonder what it's like outside. Wow! Couldn't ask for better weather.
Ah, good day for walking. Aren't we lucky?
Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Crucible Chat. Yes, it's Saturday. It's that time of the week where I get to talk about anything that I want to. And today, I want to talk to you about Final Fantasy. Yes, in the background here, there is some gameplay footage of the Final Fantasy 15 episode Duscae demo that comes with Final Fantasy Type 0 HD. So this is the first chance that most of the world has got to play Final Fantasy 15. Now, I've been a bit disillusioned over the previous few years with Final Fantasy games. Final Fantasy 13 was utter horseshit. So much so that I didn't even want to bother with Final Fantasy 13-2 or Lightning Returns. I did hear that they were better, but at the end of the day, Final Fantasy 13 was awful. I mean, what you had there was a rather beautiful looking game, which was incredibly linear, and consisted mostly of cutscenes featuring characters that were either complete arseholes or so vapid that there was no point even listening to them. And then there was Final Fantasy Type 0, which is what this demo came with. And now Final Fantasy 8 Type 0 HD was... well, it's Final Fantasy I never played because it was a PSP only release in Japan. It never came to the UK. So it was... and I never had a PSP. So it was a game that I never got to play. But I got the game this week, and I put it in my PS4, the HD re-release, and I got maybe half an hour into it, and then took the game out of the PlayStation and deleted it from the system, because it was awful as well. And I know that's not the most popular opinion of that game at the minute. A lot of people really like it. I, however, fucking hated it. It didn't fit on my screen, it looked awful, the controls were shit, the combat was wonky, and it got me thinking, is the Final Fantasy series dead? Or is it about to die? You know, is it on life support? Is it a case of one good heart attack and it's going to be gone forever? Well, based off playing 15 episode Duscae, no. I was fully prepared for this to be awful as well. And you know what? I had a real fucking blast playing this. I've only played like an hour of it so far, and I haven't... I mean, as a demo, it's about 6 hours long once you've done everything in it. I mean, that's longer than the most Call of Duty campaigns, and this is only like one of the opening areas of the main game. But I mean, as you can see in the background, it looks fucking gorgeous. It's brilliant. The combat as well is so good. Now, one of the issues that I had with Final Fantasy Type HD and with some of the other Final Fantasy offshoots is that they tended to not have a combat system that I was perfectly happy with. I mean, Final Fantasy 13, for all that it was linear and not interesting to play in that, the combat was really good. I really enjoyed the kind of the switching system that it had in it. And, you know, you could tailor yourself to every battle that you had. That was really interesting. It just lacked depth for me. Whereas, you know, if you go farther back to like the heyday of the series, when it first went 3D with Final Fantasy 7, that combat system, it was so meaty you could just combine all your material. I basically got to the point by the end game where my entire fights were automated, because I would have the materia where you would start up a fight and then one character would like auto attack first, and then that was on a double, and then there was someone else who I think that would copy them. Basically, the first couple of turns, I didn't have to do anything. I just got into a random fight, and 9 times out of 10, I was finished before I even had to press X. I mean, how good is that? But, you know, the combat system, it was so customizable, and you could spend so long in it. And then you also had that issue of the more powerful materia you would put in would reduce, like, another skill, or reduce, like, your total MP, or reduce your total HP, and stuff like that. So you had this balancing act between being really powerful and surviving battles. And it, you know, that went through on like 8 and 9 and 10 and 12. You know, they all had these very intricate turn-based battle systems. And when I found out that 15 wasn't going to have a turn-based battle system, it was going to be more real-time, that worried me slightly. But the battle system is so good, because, like, for starters, your AI partners are fairly competent. You know, they can... You only control Noctis. So the other guys, they're quite happy to do as they please. They will fight happily. But the way Noctis fights, it's like a mishmash of other RPG fighting styles. For starters, he doesn't have a set weapon, so it's not like Cloud with the Buster Sword or Squall with the Gunblades. Noctis has a handful of different swords that you equip based on different skills, like I think it's like Bleed, Bash, Gouge, stuff like, the kind of things that swords do. And as you're just chaining combos, they're just different ones appear in his hand and doing different levels of damage. And then you then have the triangle attacks, or well, it'll be Y on the Xbox, which are, what are they called? Their abilities or techniques they're called. And you can see, if you look in the bottom left-hand corner of the screen there, it says Drain Blade at the minute. But as you can see, like almost each attack, he ends up with a different weapon. Like, you'll stick with it with a combo there to disappear, and there you go, there's a different one come out now. And then you can leap across the battlefield and all that, and it's so fluid and so cool. And like later on, I'll do a cut later, and you'll be able to see some of what I was doing, where the fights were just so fluid. And I kept combos going for fucking ages. I was dealing huge amounts of damage. The one thing I don't like is that there is this kind of artificial stamina bar, which they're calling MP. You're not using magic points to do it. It's for stuff like blocking, and then the technique attacks and stuff like that, and the like kind of warp attacks where you like leap across the map. But when you've got that all down there, he stops and he has to take a breather, and that is quite an irritating thing, because it can happen at an inopportune time. Because if you also bear in mind how small the text is and how small the bars are in the bottom right hand corner there, it's quite easy to lose track of how much stamina you have. It doesn't happen when you are doing normal attacks, but I don't know, just if you're trying to get some badass combo together, you can end up with like no MP, and then you have to stop. But at the minute, that's the only downside I have to it. Well, the other downside being character voices, but I mean, if you look at them, they're all like emo poster boys with annoying American accents. That can't be helped. That's just it's just the way Final Fantasy games go these days. But I really enjoy this, and I really enjoy playing this, and I will enjoy playing. I'm going to play more of it. I think this is going to be a good thing for the Final Fantasy series, because, like I say, it had gotten stale. I mean, 13 looked great, but it was It was an awful game. It was just so unintuitive to play, and just so linear. Whereas, I mean, this whole demo is this one big area that you've got to just explore, and that's the great thing. It's like the world map, but zoomed in. If you remember the world map from the older games, you zoomed right in, and it's just so much fun to just wander around and enjoy this glorious world that Square Enix have created. And it is really fucking glorious as well. It is just it's a beautiful game. And even down to the little things like you can see when Noctis is running or when he was moving, even his hair moves. I mean, it's like the little details like that. Yeah, I think this could save Final Fantasy for me, because like I said, I was so disillusioned with the previous entries. I mean, 12 was good. It wasn't amazing, but it was good. 13 was terrible. I haven't played 14 because I won't do massively multiplayer online games where you've got to pay per month. I don't believe in that, and that's the same reason I didn't play 11 either. But I know I'm going around circles here, but I'm very excited now for 15. I'm very tempted to put a pre-order down on this one now, because again, I was so worried about how it was going to come to pass, and then when I played Type 0 and I hated it so badly instantly. I mean, it's not even like I got like 2 hours into the game, I thought, this isn't very good, I'll trade this in. It was like, oh my god, I fucking hate this game so fast. It was just really, really, really incredibly bad, at least in my eyes. I know there are a lot of people out there who love it, and who there's been a couple of people tell me that I'm just dead wrong for not liking the game, and it's my opinion, I'm entitled to it, and if you like it, that's your opinion, you're entitled to it, but I really didn't like it. So that's about all I've got to say on the subject right now. If you want, if you let me know in the comments if you want me to, I will do more Final Fantasy 15 footage, because obviously I have the demo now and I still need to finish it, so. And I also have all this footage here. I've got like an hour's worth here, so I can post com on this, and then I can start doing live com with it if you want. Let me know in the comments what you think. If you enjoyed this video, please do leave a like and subscribe. And I'd say what, I'm going to pose you guys a question for once. What was your favourite Final Fantasy game, all the way from 1 through to Lightning Returns? Or 14, actually, if you play 14. Let me know in the comments and tell me why. I'll give you a hint, mine's 7. I adore 7, I've played that game so many times. But I'd like to know what your favourite one is. But anyway, thank you for watching so much. Thank you so much for watching, rather. I will see you on the next one. For now, good night.